Welcome back, friends. Good morning. Welcome to the 43rd episode of Pre-Market Sit-Rep. We'll analyze Nifty and Bank Nifty futures today, and SGX Nifty futures are trading around 17,377 as we begin. So the next 1 hour, let's see how SGX behaves. But before that, let's recap what has happened yesterday and how to plan for today. Okay, so in Nifty, this is what has happened yesterday. We formed a nice small doji. So what are the two important things that you have to carry before you are trading? Point number one, you did not break the previous day's low. So this day's low as well as yesterday's low are very, very important. That means August 1st and August 2nd lows are to be marked well. So if you are biased on the downside, you have to look for the break of this low first, either open or break of this low. Another key important thing you have to remember is yesterday, because the doji has formed, you see that momentum has collapsed. That means momentum has slightly taken a beating because of the loss in momentum, basically. So this is the first indication. So before you're going for a short, a confident short, you have to keep on accumulating information that is supporting your thesis. You should not do the reverse. That means you should not first set up a bias. Basically when you are trading, what most of the retailers do is they do the opposite of pros. What is that they do? This is going to be the topic at the end of the video today, which is following the bias. That means retailers follow their bias, but pros, they first look for data and then they go for a bias. Okay, so we will understand this at the end of the video. Let's first discuss. So if I want to be short today, the first key information is that I have to break this low, which is also the close of last month's, that is July 31st trading day. So this is August 1st and this is August 2nd. So not July 31st, this is July, on Friday, July 28th. Now we have to break both these lows, then only we should look for shorts. Otherwise, you should not look for shorts. There is a fair chance that the market can break the high of yesterday, which is around 420 levels, because SGX made a high of 17,420 yesterday. So you can mark that as the zone that is important for going long. Does that mean you should not trade in between? Is that what I mean? No, that's not what I mean. So if you're going for a longer trade, that is an intraday trade, you do not want to do it in 100 points. Okay, this is only for scalpers. So what you have to do is, if you want to trade a larger move, you have to look for a move below this or above this. Until then, do not trade for 30-40 points. Okay, that is not worth the risk. Or if you are very good at exiting with a small profit or loss, that is fine. Otherwise, it will be tough for you to manage your position. So here, very simple, you have to look for a break of either high or low for any decent trade. Otherwise, you keep scalping in between. That is only the way. Now, let's look at Bank Nifty. There is nothing to add here because we are doing a one-time framing that continues as per market profile. We'll look at the profile charts also in a bit. But on a daily time frame, you see large gaps and also kind of a very good strength. But however, this is tapering now. Okay, so basically, if we break the low, there can be a decent fall. Until where it can fall, we will see in a bit. Okay, now let's look at Bank Nifty. Similarly, in Bank Nifty as well, we have the same situation. However, the momentum is slightly up because yesterday the move was bigger. So you see that the momentum is slightly a bit higher. So in this also, what you have to do is you need to break the low of yesterday or open of the previous day. At least this should happen. or even this level. So until then, you should not go for a large position short. Until then, you should only scalp between the days. So basically, here you see that the market is creating a range, and this range needs to be broken if you have to take a large trade. Don't get stuck with the 200 points of trading range. If you have to do it, lower your expectations. For example, if you are taking a Nifty option, expect a return of only 20 points or 25 points, because options are not expanding as such as they had happened last week. In Bank Nifty, you can expect a 100-point range in options. Otherwise, don't do trades within this range. Wait for the volatility expansion here. So once this is done, so once this range is broken, we will get a direction of how to go about it. Mostly now the bias is towards the downside, and we have to follow that. Okay. Now let's see what happened intraday in both Nifty and Bank Nifty. So Nifty was mostly kind of zigzagging until the fin Nifty expiry happened, and that is when we saw the market falling below that. So you see that 420 is a key level. SGX gave this level very clearly, and yesterday at 420 we kind of got down. Now yesterday I also informed to you that 397 is a key level that we have to break, but that did not happen. This is not because of pivot level, because pivot levels get formed after I told you this level early in the day. So we have to break this 397. So that is for as far as Nifty. And also in Nifty, you see that the momentum, whenever there is a slight change in momentum, the market is falling very easily. So you have to be very careful. It means that the vessel with hot water is unbearable now. So whenever there is a rise, it is falling. So we will see this in Bank Nifty very clearly. Let's have a look at it. You see this. So whenever the vessel is getting hot, it is being dropped down. Vessel is hot, drop it down. Vessel is hot, drop it down. So you do not find this kind of behavior yesterday. You see this. So for the falls are pretty small. The falls are pretty small. Here it has, this is because of the trend move on the intraday. But however, in this, what is happening is you have, understand the price action here. You have an uptrend day, but whenever there is a rise, there is a fall. Whenever there is a rise, there is a fall. Whenever there is a rise, there is a fall. This happens when the vessel is unbearably hot. That means when the momentum is very hot, when the volatility is slowly brewing. All these days, they have suppressed the volatility and they are now expanding. They are going to explode it on the downside. So any move on the downside is going to be more beneficial than any move on the upside. That means you see that here you see the number of bars. Okay, it took a lot of time to go up, but only 2 bars to come down. Lot of time to go up. Very easy to fall. So this is what the indication is. So at the end of the video, again, I am reminding you, I'll explain something called bias versus data. We will understand whether we should follow the bias or bias should follow us. Okay. So Bank Nifty is also done on intraday charts. And also yesterday I gave you the level of 187, which we did not break much. And on the downside, I gave 717, which we did not break much. Basically, you see that this is where 717 was, and the price action again began from there. Okay, that's what yesterday's recap is about. Now, how should we plan for the day? That is more important. Now, so yesterday you see that there is a nice profile structure. Actually, the day before yesterday, I told you that this is a very poor structure, and the market needs to spend time here to repair that poor structure, because the structure is not a correct one. So the market will rectify that. It will correct it. Now today it corrected. Once it is done, once the job is done, now our job, what the market wants to do is it needs to break this day low. Okay. Once we break this day low, the market will decide the fresh course of action on the downside. If it has to spend time on the upside, it has to break the day highs around 420 levels. So we have a very poor low here. So the market can again go back and fix it. because this is still again a poor structure on the upside. So the market may go up to, kind of repair it. Either it can repair at the open, or it can do it later or in the coming days. However, we need to see where the open happens. As of now, SGX is moving at around 370 levels, that is around this level. So probably it may want to repair this structure, and if 420 fails, you can get a decent fall right at the open. If 420 breaks, let me tell you, we can see much higher levels around 635, 635 and odd levels. We will look at those levels later if it comes. But however, I am biased towards the downside. Why I am biased towards the downside? We'll discuss at the end. Now, in Bank Nifty as well, the structure was very weak. You can go back to yesterday's video. I told you that the structure is not good. It is a poor structure. So the market kind of opened higher. However, it spent a lot of time above today rather than below that. So basically, this is a kind of confusing move. So we might spend more time around these levels before we take a drop, and this level, this particular 37,500 is going to be an important level to watch for today. And also before that, we have to break 717. Keep reminding that. And also above, we have to break 7, which is where we will get a lot of traction on the upside. That is for intraday Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now, before leaving, we will also look at how the weekly structure is forming. In Nifty, you see that the week started yesterday. So as of now, we see that there is a very nice balance in day. This is awesome profile. So any fall below 272 or this level is going to bring a decent fall. So we should remember that. So the formation of this balance structure indicates a fall to kind of basically these are the level 17,150 is the first zone, and then this is a key zone where the market will start consolidating. So to consolidate here, it will first fall here. So this is where we will make the trade, and then when it consolidates, we will exit. After that, once it consolidates again, it will go down. So basically, that's how the auction market works, and it will always find the path of least resistance. And also you see that in Bank Nifty, there is a wonderful profile formation. So any fall below 717 or the 600 levels is going to bring a lot of traction to this 336,990 levels. So now we are done with market analysis. So mostly the trend is towards the downside. That is, the path of least resistance is downside. What I mean by path of least resistance is, basically, when you're going to office, you want to understand where I'll get less traffic, and that's where I'll move, right? So that is the nature of markets as well. They first find out the path of least resistance, they will go there, and then they will think about the next path of least resistance. That's how the auction market theory works. Now, for the focus of today, what is that? Basically, a retail trader first sets up a bias and then looks for confirmation data. That means first he will decide, what I want to do. I want to short, no matter what happens to the market. Even if in the market there is positive news, he wants to short, right? That is, first you are confirming your bias, and then you look for supporting data. That is a very wrong, stupid, and childlike way of trading the market. Okay. For example, in investing also, you first like a stock. Because I saw its advertisement, a company's advertisement, I'll go and pick that stock. I like it. Or because someone told it, my friend told it, someone I trust told me about this stock. So I start liking the stock. And then you start looking for data that supports your thesis. That is a very wrong way. You have to do the opposite. What professionals do, they do not look for bias. They look for data first. What is data saying? What is data telling me? And then they will form the bias based on that. And also one more thing, if someone is a pro, they're always accounting for variable change. What I mean by variable change, when the data changes, their bias changes. Okay, it does not, for to a retailer, it looks like sitting like a cat on the wall. Arey yaar, isko to malum hi nahi hai. ये सिर्फ बिली जैसा बैट है, अगर मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा है तो पॉजिटिव, नीचे जा रहा है तो नेगेटिव. दैट इज नॉट व्हाट अ प्रो डज. अ प्रो looks for data and then sees what is the probability of the market taking a move on that side. However, when the data changes, he is ready to change his positions. Okay, whether you are a scalper or a trader or an investor, if you do not account for variable change, that is, if you do not understand the bias rule in statistics, you are not becoming a good trader at the end of the day. Remember this point. So we'll discuss bias rule in tomorrow's video or some other day. However, you need to understand that as of now, my data tells me that we are, going to go down. That is, the market is going to go down. Okay, but if the market opens today with a changed data structure or changed market structure, I will immediately flip my bias. I am very good at that. Let me tell you, in scalping, that is what helps me. I change as the bar changes, as the structure of the market changes within a second. So as a pro, you have to understand that you should be like a chameleon. That means you change your color as the market changes its color, right? So that's it for today. Hope you have liked this edition of the video. Have a great day. Please like my video. Please subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications. And please put in comment section whatever you want to hear, which stock you want to discuss, especially within F&O. Okay. So that's it, guys. Have a great day and bye-bye. Stay safe.